Hello Libra, welcome to the Black Hearted Oracle. Now before we get started, I'd like to pay homage and reverence to Mother Sustainer, Father Creator, and of course my beautiful ancestors. Now what you see before you is the heart of the matter, and this is the part 2 of your video, and this is dealing with the perspective of your person of interest, which from here on out will be referred to as your P.O.I. Okay, excuse me. Now, we have here the magic of the Kalahian Druid, caution, secrecy, and wary. We have release. We have the birch broom, and we have the bird, which is the owl, which speaks of wisdom. Now, the birch broom speaks of like aggression. It speaks of high tempers. It speaks of arguments and just conflict, right? And the conflict is here because there's so much caution and there's so much secrecy within this relationship that has caused someone to be trapped in their head, of having these negative self-talk that is just on repeat, constantly just replaying in their head. But what is terrible is that this person is there's nothing in the present moment for this person that is causing them this trauma. What has happened is not to say that there was never been anything wrong or that there isn't something wrong, but this person is trying to block out something from hearing something, but it's an internal voice that is causing the havoc, right? And they've turned the back on the fact that the rain is going to stop. They're drenched in their emotions and unable to see that the sun is trying to break through these clouds of confusion because of all the secrecy that is happening in this relationship. And what is caused is like one person is being secretive, the next person is being trapped in their head, and it's causing so much aggression, so much trauma, so much ill will and ill feelings between the both of you guys. But it's necessary that the two of you gain the wisdom that's necessary and fly away from all these darker energies. So if this relationship cannot be fixed, then it's time for you guys to gain the wisdom and take what you can from it and move on. Now, the first question that I asked is how your P.O.I. sees themselves. And we have the goddess of the moon. We have your dreams need a practical plan, full moon in Taurus. We have sisterhood. We have forgiveness. Then we have, okay. The mice. I had to restart your video like 3 times due to interruption, so sorry. I know you don't know that, but yeah. Okay, so what's going on is how your P.O.I. views themselves. They view themselves as someone who is very in tune with their emotions and their intuition. And right now, they're more focused on finding a practical plan to bring their dreams into reality. And finding compatible souls, like finding their soul tribe. Somebody or some people who are loyal. Because just as the fish are here, there's a lot of fish here. So on their mind is they're looking for somebody who's compatible in the business world, somebody who can help them bring these dreams into reality. And they're in a state of forgiveness. So whatever has transpired within this relationship, they have decided to forgive it and to move on. Because they realize that nothing like productive is coming of this situation, because no matter what they store up, there's always little mice that comes and eat away at the reserve. There's always something that makes whatever they have achieved unhealthy. So what they're looking for is change, because as you can see, there's 5 mice in this picture, and right here, the 23 would boil down to a 5. So that's change and coming to an end of a cycle. Because just as there's 4 fruits, they're looking for stability. They're tired of accumulating and then having it eaten away by something that it's not even worth being eaten away by, you know? And they've gained the wisdom that it's better that they focus on their entrepreneurial endeavors and make sure that they have a practical plan to bring these things into fruition. You know, to be more focused on abundance, be more focused on bringing these plans into life and forgiving whatever has caused this rat or these mice to be a part of their life. And they're doing so with the wisdom. Just as in here is to focus on the abundance and the entrepreneurial endeavors is spiritually guided as well. Because with all the cycles they've been through, they've gained so much wisdom. Now, the next question is how your P.O.I. sees you. And they see you as attachment. Luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. It's time to take action, new moon in Aries. Falling in love, kissing the divine in another. The unseen, too much is hidden from you. Atlantis, rapid development, excellence, and success. Farewell to the moon, appreciate and enjoy the lunar cycles, lunar light and cycles. Self-worth, and the labyrinth. So they see you as someone who's attached to something that you're unable to let go of. And they're questioning whether you might be falling in love with someone else or the changes that they've seen in you because the rapid development, if it's you falling in love with yourself and picking up your self-worth. So they're unsure because at times you can wear a mask. But they know that you're attached to them and to something else that you're unwilling to let go of. And right now it's like they believe that there's a lot of secrecy, you know, that you're hiding so much from them because the moon is here as well, and they're willing to say farewell to the moon, or you're willing to say farewell to the moon. But they see you as someone, you know, who is stuck in a labyrinth, unable to get to your center and find the peace because you're wandering through a maze. And like this, it's time to take action. You're unwilling because you're bound to something. And you're unable or unwilling to move forward with that. But they know that you have luck on your side if you could just focus this arrow and take the necessary action that's needed. They know that rapid success would be there if you could just act, you know, and come from a place of self-worth. The next question that I asked is how your P.O.I. views the relationship. And we have blossoming abundance. We have the temple path. We have new moon in Gemini. Communication is key. We have air, breathing deep, entering into life, exchange of life, bringing energies. We have perseverance. We have clouds. The fox. And the rider. Wow. So Libra, they know that within this relationship that they feel spiritually connected to you because both of these are threes. So this is like the Empress energies. This is the creative bringing into life energies, right? One of material and spiritual. So they see that it could be a balanced relationship, one that is based in spiritual and physical wealth. But they know that the communication is off because you guys are like Geminis. You know, both of you, there's the good and the bad twin. And not to say that either one of you are good or bad. I'm just saying that there's two opposing interests in this relationship. But they know that if you guys can get on the same page with this communication, that you guys can actually be beneficial for each other. And your POI is hoping to be able to persevere in this relationship and not give up before the magic happens, right? Even though there's a lot of confusion, even though there's a lot of sneakiness, they're hoping that you can be a ride and die. You know, I don't know why I always see this, even though that's not. Let me read what this card is for you guys, because that's how I see this card. I don't see it as anything else, because there's so many other messenger cards in this book, all right, in this deck. So I'll just read what this is. It says, I am always bringing news. Look around me to see what it includes. I might be coming to visit or bringing you some changes. I come fast and always on the move. If you see a negative card close by, you will probably not enjoy the reply. Okay, well, yeah. So that's what I was saying, that even though they see a lot of confusion and a lot of negativity here, they're hoping that you can still persevere and be a ride and die. But you're going to get some messages, as this card says, about the confusion and the sneakiness that is going on. But just know that they still see this relationship as a spiritually guided one that can lead to a lot of blossoming abundance. But you guys just have to get on the same path. Next, this is what your POI is expecting. And the first card is obedience and storm warning. I'm going to read those because I'm not unsure. I mean, you can pretty much. Okay, we have full moon in Leo. Don't let your pride get in the way. Water flight. Heaviness lifts. Burdens are cast away. Weightless. And you have the song of the siren. The call, the summoning, the voice to acknowledge. You have miracle, the birds, which is the message, the tower, and the park. So we'll read obedience first. Okay. It says, there are rules for everything. The sun rises and the moon sets. They dance together in perfect steps. What rules are you considering when you are asked a question? You will be sorry if you are going to break a rule that is in place to protect you and others. Even though you may not like authority right now, this is a time to obey what has already been set in motion. This is a time to learn to lay the lay of the land and to follow the customs that keep things in order. Learn the steps of the dance before you attempt to change them to suit you. Obedience and storm warning. Number 10. Clouds on the horizon. This card indicates a potential difficulty either in the external world or within yourself and your emotional life. The difficulty is coming closer, and you may have already heard rumblings of potential problems around you. The caution here is to be conscious, not yet not fearful. Consider what's going on and look at the situation with calm clarity. Investigate your options and honor yourself and your intentions. Okay, so what your POI is expecting is it looks like they might be trying to break some rules due to their pride. But it's telling them that they shouldn't do that because it's going to create some storm warnings. It's going to create a lot of disruption in their lives. So it is best to stay obedient at the time to whatever was set in stone or set in motion already. Because if they can do this, then even though these storms might come, what will happen afterward is that the heaviness will be lifted away and the burdens will be cast away. And they'll begin to feel weightless, right? Because here speaks of getting a call or a summoning. And through that, it's going to create a miracle. And the miracle speaks about doing what you know is right. So just like the obedience is here, this person has to do what is right for them. You cannot go against your own nature, because once they do that, then it's going to create a storm warning. So the only way they can't, they can't allow their pride to trick them into doing something that is against their nature. Because there's going to be messages of stability and a lot of good things like outings and celebrations. And the heaviness would lift, but they have to stay true to who and what they are. And be expectant of things to change. Things can't always be horrible and destructive and terrible at the times, but these storms do come in order to clear away what is unnecessary for us. Okay, the last is the outcome, and we have all tied up. We have new moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. We have freedom. We have trickery and gratitude. Lastly, we have sickle and the home. Okay. So the outcome for your P.O.I. is they're no longer willing to be tied up. They're no longer willing to be stuck, stagnant, and bored. And they've been in a place of meditation and contemplating this relationship for a while. And right now they're seeking their freedom and independence and to be self-determining because they're tired of the trickery. And they're going to cut anything out that makes them feel as though they're being tricked and taken advantage of, because they want gratitude in their life and they're looking for stability. So that if that means that they have to lose a home, then they're willing to do that because they're in desperate need of stability. They're in desperate need of calm in their life, a place to be able to meditate and contemplate, to be able to be self-determining, to see what all is in their life that they are so grateful for. And they're tired of being restricted and they're seeking change. And this change and freedom that they're seeking is divinely guided because they're in need of stability, and whatever this relationship has been to them, it hasn't been stable for them. So they're cutting everything out that is not abundant, that is just not in tune or in line with where they see their life going for the rest of their life. And this one, you could see the knife, like she's already freed herself. She's decided to be viewed as a bad person, right? I have a saying that I always say I'm not the typical villain. I'm actually my own hero. So, it's just saying that, you have to do things for yourself sometimes that is not looked upon by others as the right thing. But self-preservation is key. You have to think about yourself. You cannot destroy yourself to be with someone who is not treating you right. And it seems like within this relationship, there has been a lot of secrecy. There's been a lot of lies. There's been a lot of dishonesty. So this person, I'm sorry, but it seems like they're cutting this out. They're seeking their independence and their stability. Now, before we go, I would like to leave you with the P.O.I. with some closing guidance. And let's go. The 14, imagination. And it says, oh, let me just show you the card, sorry. All right? It says, exploring the wilderness of your own soul through contemplation brings you to the altar of your imagination. To have a circle of imagination in your being, walk with the untamed, wild, instinctual side of your nature, all the time knowing its power. Like a woman aware of her pregnancy as she moves through her round of daily tasks. You need not focus on the unborn life in order for its nature to continue to grow. Always remember that inspiration often comes after reflection, after the seed of creativity is planted. Once you begin your creative work, the energy of the universe comes to you and imagination flows. Oh, these cards, I just love them. They're so beautiful. And the next one is nurturing. And it says, only we can heal ourselves. Sometimes with assistance, sometimes without. Our energy or chakra systems correspond with the energy flow from the earth. If you listen and feel, Mother Earth will heal you as you heal her with the nurturing force of timeless give and take. Prayer enables you to take power out of the mind and then place it in the hands of the earth and sky deities. Try to see through the mirage of social barriers that cloud your eyes, that cloud the eyes of women and men the world over. Nurture your dreams. Act in your dreams as you want to act. Find the guarded kivas and sacred places where you have hidden your heart and nurture your spirit. Exactly. So exactly what this is saying for your person is that this is a time for them to do some real self-love and self-healing, because whatever this relationship has been for you, it seems like it has been something totally different on a different spectrum for your person. And it seems like there's a lot of self-reflection and self-healing that your person needs to do. And they're at the point right now where they have no choice but to do it, because it doesn't seem like they have the energy to continue on this path without doing the proper centering healing that they need to do and self-determination. So I thank you so much for coming to the Black Hearted Oracle. I pray these messages found you well, and I hope that you find your higher self in the quiet places. And may Ma'at hold you in her loving grace. Ashe.